Tonight's message is going to be about the United States balloon situation. But before I get into tonight's message, I want to give a shout out to one of my new subscribers. The name is Ash Bonbon. We've been commenting over the last week. She's been getting on me to do more content, and shame on me for not pushing out more content because we all need this. Once again, let me take a quick side note here. YouTube, you guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, I've been writing this lady and my comments are getting deleted, and I know I'm not deleting them. You guys are deleting the comments on purpose. Shame on you. Leave us people alone and let us talk about the word in peace and about certain events. Once again, I want to give another shout out to my new subscriber. Her name is Ash Bonbon. I hope you're learning something from these videos and you're memorizing some of these things to teach others. And I also want to say thank you for your support. And I also want to say to my new subscribers in the future, you guys are welcome here as well. Now, I got to get into this United States balloon situation, okay? I've made myself clear thousands of times about how these events work. And to me, this is another staged event, but they want to spin it as a mistake or actual beef. So, the Chinese reportedly informed the United States after verification that the airship is for civilian use and entered the United States due to it was completely a mistake. I mean, come on. I mean, you guys, you're not fooling anybody. And it's a shame. And this is how I know that this stuff is all a script and planned ahead of time. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, you should be with the Rothschilds and Rockefeller family. I believe there's one more family that I'm forgetting. But basically, these three families own, I want to say about 90% of the world. They own politics, they own medicine, they own central banks. So what they do is they have a script. They tell these news reporters what to write. They tell them what to do. There's no mistake about all these events happening. And then they, listen, there has to be a fall guy, which of course in this situation, they're trying to spin it as China. And then they're trying to make it seem like the United States are these good guys that are just innocent and we're just doing all these good things to help help the world, but we're really not. Long story short, I wanted to repound again. These things are all a script, and do not fall for this junk. I'm so sick of them trying to make it seem like these things are by accident, because the elite have a thing called order out of chaos, which is basically they cause the drama, then they come in with their own solutions and try to make it seem like they're helping the world. Now, let me go ahead and give you my couple scenarios that I was thinking about before, because they said about 2 days ago that the balloon got shot down. And before the balloon got shot down, the two scenarios that I was thinking of in my head was, number one, that the balloon could have been another virus that will come up in the future, meaning somehow, I don't know, maybe like a few months from now, maybe a week or two from now, we will have a new virus, and then they would say it was from these balloons, which nobody's buying it. And for number two, I was also thinking, since they say that we owe China money, this is also a spy balloon over here to eventually attack the United States. And this is a crying shame and a disgrace at what's going on here. And on top of that, I forgot to mention, if you guys go back and do research on the Soviet Union, these guys are corrupt as well. This is a group of people who funded both sides of the war. I can't remember the exact countries that fought, but I just remember reading that the Soviet Union was behind both of these countries fighting. And then back then they wanted to spin it as they were only on one side when these demons were really funding both sides for war, which is really sick. And then on top of that, I forgot to mention, and another reason how I know that this stuff is all scripted, if you guys go to YouTube and just search up Gematria channels, there's a few brothers on here, I forget their names, and they basically it's basically where they decode numbers, and once they add these numbers up, they all fall back into occultism or Luciferianism, meaning there's certain events like that take place. I want to say Sandy Hooks and a couple other places that have like these random school shootings. And most of the time, if you really research this stuff, and these guys, I want to give them a lot of credit for decoding this stuff. If you really go back and look at the numbers, all this stuff is it's planned ahead of time, and they all have certain numbers, and they all mean basically Luciferianism. And this is what the elites are doing. And I forgot to mention one more thing. This all ties into biblically, because it does say in the end times that there will be wars and rumors of wars. And this whole United States balloon thing, I was just sick of hearing about this, and I'm not going to spend that much time on it. I just want you guys to know that all of this stuff is planned ahead of time. The balloon was not over here. And listen to this. The money that we have for the military, supposedly, these people from China just came over here, by an accident, that they say. No, the United States and them are working hand in hand together. This is nothing more than a WWE script. They come on the news anchors and reporters, and they come out and say, China did this, China did that. Well, I tell you guys, once again, family, if you really knew what these men were talking about behind closed doors, they're all in it together. And don't be fooled, don't be mistaken. Do not get involved with this, I'm on China's side or I'm on Russia's side. Russia, China, the United States, all these countries, they're all in this together. They all want us, which I say us, I'm talking about in every country. They all want us dead. So don't get caught up in picking sides or anything like that. And this whole balloon thing was just basically premeditated. And, I forgot to mention, too, about China's comments real quick. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I needed to get this out. Supposedly, China said that after the United States shot down the balloon 2 days ago, China's comment says, China reserves the right to use necessary means to deal with similar situations. In other words, for guys who don't know what that means, that basically means that they want to retaliate. Once again, this is a quick message about the balloon. It's all scripted. You guys don't fall for it. And once again, this stuff, I'm so sick of these elite. They're not fooling anybody. And I don't want you guys to be fooled either. All of this is premeditated ahead of time. I hope you guys learned something from this message. Don't forget, let's work out. Let's drink our water. And do not get caught up in this crap, because all these countries and political leaders are all in this together to wipe us out. You guys take care. Have a fantastic morning.